everyone, welcome to Mr. Teach Film Preach, and if you're a film lover like I am, and you learn from films as much as I do, then you are in the right place. If you're in the right place, click like down below and subscribe to my channel for more content. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of this Fast 10 film? Today we're talking about the 2023 franchise follow-up film, Fast 10. Directed by Louis Leterrier, Dominic Toretto and his family, along with his team, are targeted by Dante Reyes, the son of a powerful figure from their past, who is now out for revenge. Marvel MCU analogy, this movie tried to be the Infinity War to its franchise here, and it just didn't work. There was a lot of issues with this film. First of all, I've been waning on the Fast and franchise for quite some time now, right around the time when Paul Walker, unfortunately in real life, passed away and his character exited from the franchise. I don't think they've quite ever recovered. And I don't think they've ever kept the same tone and feel and style of those films when they created Fate of the Furious number 8, Fast 9, and ultimately this film as well, Fast 10. These last three films have felt very overabundant, over the top to a point where it's just a lot of noise and not much else, and ultimately it doesn't make for that great of entertainment. I sat in that theater with maybe about 20 other people. I laughed my ass off at all the wrong parts. Like, the jokes in this movie were so poorly executed. Like, it felt like watching Michael Jordan up to bat for baseball. Swing and a miss. It was like one joke after another. Whiff, whiff. It got so bad. And then I was laughing at the parts where they didn't want you to laugh at. They were trying to make it serious, and they were trying to make it meaningful and emotional. So when a film is doing the opposite of what it's trying to do, and it's giving us the opposite feeling of what it's trying to achieve, that to me is a problem.
Do we have a problem?
They're trying to give Vin Diesel all of these emotional storylines and these emotional scenes that he has to try and carry, and he just can't. He just can't do it.
I just can't do it, Captain.
And I'm just like, stop.
Stop it.
All the characters in this film have felt the weakest they have felt in the last like 3 or 4 films. Like, some of the chemistry just didn't work. It just wasn't quite there. It feels like all of the actors in this franchise have kind of given up, and I can see why. Your character can only do so much, otherwise you're just there to be on the poster, to be in the film. Like, what is Brie Larson doing in this movie? She's a good actress. I'm not saying she's bad, but she's bad in this film. It just, her character makes no sense, why she's there, why it needs to be so emotional, why we spent so much time with her. Same with some of the other characters in this film, like Jason Statham, Helen Mirren, Scott Eastwood. Like, all these people that were in the previous films, and they're like, oh, but we need to include them in this movie. Why?
Why?
To me, it just felt overstuffed. I know that this film had a lot of production problems, and they even switched directors partway through, like Justin Lin, who had directed some of the other franchises films, and some of the best ones, like Fast 5, I think is an absolutely incredible action movie. And partway through production, he quit, and they had to hire Louis Leterrier. And not saying he's a bad director, he's done some decent films in the past, but it's hard for a crew and a team to rally together around a film when a director switched partway through. It just is. I have to say, a part of this film's demise is because of their production problems that they had. The other half of it is that they just didn't have a very good script, a good story. They've really run this franchise extremely thin. They probably should have stopped 2 films ago, yet they're just milking it for all of its money now.
They're all on the payroll. They're all sucking the teat. Cut the shit.
And it just feels repeated, honestly. This movie just feels like it's been done before. They're not really topping themselves on their action like they did in number 6 or number 7. The last film at least had a few good action scenes and things that I quite enjoyed, and there was only one single scene in this film that had a good action scene. The fight scene between Michelle Rodriguez and Charlize Theron. They're 2 characters. Makes sense. Can we have more of that?
I'd stay down if I was you.
You'll need to hit me harder for that.
Let's do that more in the franchise. bring down the stakes of the scene, then you don't have all these CGI horrible looking scenes throughout your entire film, and that makes the whole film look like trash. And I thought the CGI was awful. What is happening? My real reaction of Fast 10 would be this. Okay, but that's a really boring review. But that's how I felt watching this film. I just couldn't understand any of the decisions that they were making. The editing is just everywhere in this film, like all over the place. It makes no sense whatsoever. They cut at the most dumb times, the most inopportune moments, right in the middle of the action, and it cuts the tension and shifts to something else that we have no care for, and it just brought down the tone and pacing of this film so hard. At least all the films up until this one have been somewhat entertaining. I can still have a good time with them, even if they're stupid, over the top, bloated, and ridiculous. I didn't have any fun with this film. I just was like, when's this ending? And I never felt like that with a Fast and Furious film before. I'm gonna go into spoiler territory here, so spoiler warning for all of those people. Okay, counting down from 3, 2, 1, spoiler warning, you've been warned. The ending of this film ends on a cliffhanger, and it's the most egotistical, dumbest, ridiculous, pointless cliffhanger ending in a film maybe of all time.
What the hell were you thinking?
Kind of like MCU with Infinity War, but Infinity War executed it in a thought-provoking way, interesting and dark way, and I love the tonal shift that happens when the snap occurs. There's a moment in this film where the last 10 minutes, it seems like everything is gonna end for our protagonist, for our family. Then it cuts and then it goes to the credits. And you know there's another movie coming. I guess you can say, oh yeah, but you know, you could feel that way about Infinity War and Endgame. But it felt earned with Infinity War and Endgame. This doesn't. This is cheap. It was disappointing.
Not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Jason Momoa. This is a role that was poorly written, and then they decided to give him this villain and to make him like an adult kid.
All right, dorks, what are we blowing up? What? The Vatican? Wow, you guys are going to hell.
Dressed in all these like loose garbs and massive jewelry, and he's got his hair all done crazy. Really bizarre villainous role that feels cheap, unearned, and a little bit sad that this is who we're going to be ending the Fast and Furious franchise with. If they defeat Jason Momoa and somehow he gets incorporated into the family in the next film, I'm going to snap. Everyone becomes a family member. It's so ridiculous. And they even talk about it in the film, but that doesn't negate the fact that you still keep doing it, and it's just, no. Enough is enough.
You think you can do this to me?
Unfortunately, it just wasn't there. Nothing was great. Nothing was absolutely horrific that it was like an F and it just failed. But it just was like the definition of meh. So if you're a die-hard fan of the Fast and Furious franchise, I mean, you can check this out. I don't think you need to see it in theaters, to be honest with you. This is one you can wait for streaming. Sorry, not sorry. So overall, I'm going to go ahead and give Fast 10 a C-. What did you think of the Fast 10 film? Was this one of your favorites, least favorites? Where does this rank in your rankings of the franchise? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. And while you're down there, click that like button. Thank you. And subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you so much for checking out Mr. Teach Film Preach. Come back and check out some other videos like Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and How to Blow Up a Pipeline. Have a great day, everyone. Stay focused, stay awesome, and as always, let's get taught.